I fucked up the other day. Now, I'm not going to explain what happened because this is something that went down in my personal life, and so it is none of your business. But all I'll share is I was put into a position where I had to apologize for what I did. In the grand scheme of things, what happened wasn't really that big of a deal, but even still, apologizing for what I did was really difficult. Not in the sense that I thought what I did was right, I knew that I was in the wrong in this situation, but even still, just blurting out the words, "I am sorry," took every fiber of my being. And this is just how I've always been. Now, I will never apologize in any situation where I feel what I did was right, or if I did nothing wrong to begin with, like, for example, I'm being falsely accused for something I didn't do. But I assume that's most people, but even in situations where I know I am 100% in the wrong, I still have a hard time saying I'm sorry to the person I offended. I don't know if this is some kind of pride thing where I feel I lose dignity if I do apologize, but maybe it could also be anxiety because I constantly beat myself up so damn much anytime I fuck up. I feel like I embarrassed myself, I feel like a worthless fuck up, and if I have to go up to someone who I wronged face to face and apologize to them, that destroys me internally. And perhaps the shame of it is the reason why I have such a hard time apologizing to people. Because you're required to swallow your pride, acknowledge that you fucked up, reflect on your mistakes, and then apologize to the person or people you wrong. It's not an easy process at all, because none of us like to admit to fucking up, because we try our damnedest to be these perfect, mistake-free individuals when human beings are not capable of being that. I try so fucking hard to avert myself from being the source of scrutiny. Yeah, I know that might be shocking to hear from me considering this channel's existence, but in real life I'm a very different person. I try to be a people pleaser because I don't want to be scrutinized and be put in the position where I embarrass myself and wrong someone and have to dwell on my own shame. The feeling of guilt and shame you get after wronging someone is bad enough, at least for me, but having to go up to that person and apologize to them is also so fucking hard. I'm not saying it's not the right thing to do. It's absolutely the right thing to do. If you fuck up and wrong a person in some way, you should definitely try to take steps to rectify the situation, which includes apologizing to the person or people you wrong. But for whatever reason, my mind just does not want to come to terms with the fact that I made a mistake and I have to rectify the situation, and I have to swallow my pride and apologize to someone. And I don't think it's just a pride thing, but also a social anxiety thing. Like I said before, if I make a mistake, no matter how simple, I relentlessly beat myself up over it. I constantly go over how I could have said this differently, or done this differently, or done that differently, instead of accepting that I made a mistake and I have to move on from it. And on top of that, I feel like I've made myself look like the biggest fucking idiot in front of the people I made said mistake in front of. And if I make a mistake that involves me having to apologize to another person, I feel like that person already wants fuck all to do with me, they don't want to talk to me, they don't want to hear from me. So apologizing feels like I'm rubbing more salt into the wound because I think I'm apologizing to a person who has already written me off. Even if what I did wasn't that bad, incredibly minor, and can be completely rectified with just a simple "I'm sorry." I think that the person thinks I'm a worthless laughingstock that they don't want to hear from, and so, again, even apologizing for incredibly minor things is so fucking difficult for me. And that thing from the other day that I referenced at the beginning of this video, that was the catalyst for this video, is probably something that everyone else involved already forgot about, I apologized for, and this situation is completely rectified. But here I am, still beating myself up over it. I need to learn how to move on and leave mistakes that I made in the past. But alas, anxiety makes that borderline fucking impossible. But I guess I'm far from the only person who has a problem with apologizing, because nearly every goddamn YouTuber who was fucked up in the past can't make an apology video worth a fuck to save their lives. But I'd like to think I'm not in the same category as YouTubers who have made awful apology videos. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.